The other thing, a friend of mine was said she had to go to a kid's birthday party, and you know what the kid's name was?
These nuts?
No.
What?
The kid's name, this kid's God-given name, his Christian name was Raiden. So I told her if someone asked me to come to Raiden's birthday, I would say this, and then I played the YouTube clip of.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so. We've got to watch that movie, like just to see it again.
We should reenact the whole movie, the three of us.
I don't remember anything about that movie, and that's probably better that way.
Your brother's soul is mine. I really love the video game Mortal Kombat. I was a big fan.
I was just telling Sarah the other day about you mopping up people at the Walmart in Amory.
I was into
You guys get to Gordo? You guys get to Gordo yet?
I was into Mortal Kombat so much. Never mind. I'm not even going to say it because it won't make the cut. You remember when you had to use a bathroom and I was playing Mortal Kombat?
Oh shit! Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you were like in the middle of a match.
I was like into the endurance round. We were at the Amory Walmart, and Dylan had to go pee real bad. I'm like,
He couldn't go without you.
Yeah, like mom told me to stay with Andrew.
Dude just started peeing.
Pissed my pants all over the place. I had to go. You got to go and you got to go.
I never heard of that. Like, I never heard of somebody actually having to go that bad.
I'm sorry, if you name yourself Shifty Shell Shock, you kind of deserve to be bullied a little bit. Next March, for March Madness, we need to do a 64 team bracket of artists that have given themselves really shitty names, with Bono Vox and Shifty Shell Shock.
Sting would be in there. Sting is incredibly stupid.
God, there'd be so many rappers.
Sting. Lil Uzi Vert.
A little Uzi Vert. Yes, that's very bad. John Cougar Mellencamp / John Mellencamp / Cougar.
Shall we start?
I'm ready.
You ready, Dylan?
You're the conch holder. You take us wherever you want us to go.
Okay.
Mama said we had to stick to Ansel. Do what he says.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for listening to Book Club. I'm your host this week. My name is Ansel.
I'm Elijah.
And I am Dylan.
And together we are Book Club. And this week,
with our powers combined.
with our powers combined, we are Book Club. This week, we read a book called Homecoming by Cynthia Voigt. I didn't actually look anything up. I don't know when it was written. I don't know anything about Cynthia Voigt. I don't know any of the details.
Yeah, me either. I just read the book.
So, but I'm assuming it was probably written in the 1950s or something like that.
It mentions the Vietnam War.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, let's say the 70s maybe.
I would think it'd be written anywhere
Homecoming.
from the 70s to the 90s.
Okay.
Homecoming is set in the very early 1980s. Is when it is set. It was
that seems a lot later.
Published 1981.
Okay,
but that's not when it's necessarily set, is it? Because
It says it's set in the very early 1980s.
We might be getting into something right here, right off the bat. Take the conch and run if you want to, but it seemed to me like it was set much earlier than that. Like 19, I would say 19, like early 1970s, late 1960s. Like kind of like as the Vietnam War is going on, because it does have like a feel of like the 50s to it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I guess we're so far removed from
pre-cell phones
and stuff that anything without cell phone seems like it's 200 years old, I guess. Like Civil War times.
But even then, like she was paying like pennies on the dollar for food items. Like
that's probably why I was.
And that just kind of threw me off.
But we could get like a bag of sunflower seeds at the Texaco for like 45 cents.
50 cents too for $1.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, like they would buy like.
She was shopping in the damaged goods racks, though.
Not the whole thing. Mm-hmm.
I think we're jumping
like some
ahead.
Tomatoes and stuff, and I don't know the way it was described, like this. It had this 1950s,
it really
that
did.
Like Norman Rockwell painting kind of world.
Yeah,
I agree.
So that's why I was kind of thinking it was dated around then. It does not seem like it'd be in the early 80s, which I was not alive in the early 80s.
I was. It was. I mean, I don't know. They were singing songs like old Carter family type songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And like Devo was out by then, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Talking Heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
These weren't hip people. These were northeastern hill people.
Yeah. Dicey was yet to discover Morrissey.
Okay. Let's rein it in a little bit. But what did you guys think of the book overall? And we'll get into all the details, but just what was your general impression? Elijah, go.
General impression is not an impression at all. I mean, it seemed like the major event in the book happened in the very beginning and everything else was just sort of, but then I didn't finish it. So maybe... Yeah.
Tell the folks where you stopped reading.
I stopped reading 2/3 in because I simply ran out of time. It's been a busy baseball week.
Understood. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No shame.
No shame.
Yeah.
But all of us have not finished books from time to time.
Yes. All of us.
I mean, like we're like a real life book club too. We're not trying to like pretend that
this isn't just like
we're not an idealized book club. We are an actual a real book club, and we have members.
Club for reading books.
We aren't playing games here, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
We're for fucking real.
Yeah, this ain't no.
No, I just
disco.
I don't really have any impressions of the book. I mean, I don't think it was poorly written. But I wasn't blown away by the style of writing. And you said it was a book for young adults, right?
Yeah, it is a young adult book.
Yeah, I got nothing on it, man. I got nothing.
This book was fine. It was fine. Like it was fine. It was a book. I read all of it. It was fine. I went into it. I had really low expectations going into it, so I might have enjoyed it more. Ansel suggested a book that was called Homecoming, and he said it was a young adult book. I had the impression that it was going to be about like a homecoming dance. It was just going to be like the worst thing ever. So it wasn't that. It was fine. It was a fine book to read. But I felt like it reminded me a lot of Paddle to the Amazon. Oh, what's the full title? Paddle to the Amazon.
The ultimate
20,000 mile canoe adventure or whatever. 2,000. How many miles?
I think it was like 20,000 miles. I think you were right the first time.
I think that's right.
So yeah, but it was fiction. So I need my fiction to be more fantastical. Like it was a little too real. I will say that the last third that you missed, Elijah, the introduction of the grandmother, she was an interesting character and a well written character.
Absolutely.
And I don't know, the ending was satisfying. It was fine. It was a fine book.
So Elijah, what you were saying, you were saying like you feel like the most important event of the book happened at the beginning,
Right.
and I thought so too, and I thought like that was a cool, a potential cool way to tell the story. I thought like once they started talking to the priest in Bridgeport and their cousin, I thought they were going to get like the exposition later, and I thought it was going to be this interesting family story. I thought it was going to be kind of like like a flashback to what led them to that point. I was a little disappointed in it didn't take that route. And I thought it was just okay. Like you said, it was fine. I liked the last third of the book the best.
Yeah, if you're going to read any third of this book, it should have been the last third.
Well, shit.
Yeah, you picked the wrong you picked the wrong third to skip. But before we go any further, let me talk about why I picked this book. This book was picked by a friend of the show, friend of the Crowders, Misty, who was our guest on the episode about Paddle to the Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
She sent me a text after we did The Road.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that after we read The Road, they said that was their least favorite book ever. And when they were finished with it,
them's fighting words.
and I think I told her that it was your. I think I told her it was your favorite book.
Or she probably heard that on the
Ever.
podcast. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and it was before it came out. I told her it was your favorite book, and she's like, "Ew, gross." But I don't know if she said that, but it was just like the thing was like she hated that book. She hated it so much that when she was finished with it, instead of like donating it, she actually just ripped the book to shreds. And I don't think that's something she typically does.
You're
Anyway.
joking right now, right?
No, I'm serious. She literally ripped the book to pieces after.
Oh, she's invited back on air with us very soon.
Either way, she said, I wish you guys would read, if you're going to read something like that, I wish it would be something hopeful. So something like Homecoming by Cynthia Voigt. So it was like, it is similar in that way. You have a very, very desperate situation where these kids actually have A, an objective, and B, a chance for like resolution, unlike The Road, which is just all out misery. You know what I'm saying?
See, like
All
maybe
right, now,
maybe I'm
damn
just
it.
messed up, but I enjoy the misery more.
I said it in the Road episode, and it's funny because I thought about the Road the whole time reading this book too, and which is probably why I hate it. But the Road is a book about hope. It's not a hopeless book. If you,
I disagree wholeheartedly.
then you're wholeheartedly wrong.
I might very well be.
See, I agree with Ansel here. Like, it is not a book about hope, and that's what makes it better. Okay, I guess I've just listened to too many, like, the Smiths songs to enjoy things.
I don't know. I mean, I think I enjoyed this definitely more than The Road. For me was like I like either happy endings or neutral endings, or sort of ambiguous endings. I don't like bad endings. And I think like this is something that came up in our conversation. It's like I think that's why I probably like the first Star Wars movie, A New Hope, better than The Empire Strikes Back. Even though most everybody loves The Empire Strikes Back, I like the original Star Wars the best, and I think it might be because it has a triumphant, celebratory. It ends with them like getting medals, yeah. And like everybody in C-3PO shiny and stuff, and they're smiling and thumbs up at each other. Mm-hmm. That's an ending to me.
That's boring to me. Like, that is boring.
The kid in the end of The Road gets a family. I will refer you to that episode.
Yeah, but just the world and the road is dead. Like, it's only a matter of time before humanity is extinct.
Something about the road, like an addendum to the road, if I could add it here. An addendum to our episode on the road, not addendum to the road itself.
Right.
Something I keep thinking about, the one thing from that book that I keep thinking about, when they go into that like mansion with the live human meat.
Yeah, the human livestock.
Yes. There's no way that that's like a practical solution to.
No, typically you want your humans to be free range.
Well,
but it's a little more difficult to manage.
No, okay. I'm saying like you have to keep these humans alive, and to do so, you'd have to feed them. Would it not just be more efficient for you, the person who is planning to eat these people?
That was the thing about the road, is that like everything was dead. Like there was nothing to feed the humans. Well, the cattle.
The man and the boy survived on food. They found like applesauce cans.
The boy
and stuff.
did.
And
barely. And like that was pretty much a Deus Ex Machina that the author put in there. Like everything else that he was given from the setting is that it was total apocalypse, and there was no new food, almost essentially.
But it still doesn't change the fact that that's not really a practical way to solve your hunger issue by keeping people chained up and then eating them when you're ready. Because
I mean, if that's the only, like, again, if you remember in the road, there were no more animals other than humans ever mentioned.
Yeah, like even crows are gone.
Yeah, no buzzards.
But how would you keep those people alive then? That's the thing.
You don't. You fucking eat them.
But like, okay, whatever.
If they die in the dungeon, then you just pack them with salt in barrels, and the salt will kind of cure them naturally.
Look, this just goes to prove my point. The friend of the show is in this case wrong, because we have this book that was suggested, and we're still talking about The Road.
This book was boring.
The Road is a great book, and it is not boring.
Homecoming was boring because at no point did I believe that she was going to kill one of these children. Like, if she had killed one of the children, it would have been a better book.
Well, okay, yeah, I did know. Like, reading it, it's like, okay.
Before you get me sidetracked, I had the same problem with the Wes Anderson movie Moonrise Kingdom. Like, that would have been a better movie if he had the balls to kill one of those kids. Like, I'm not asking for too much here.
Yeah, I didn't really care for that movie, but like, it's not because
it was like this book.
It wasn't because
sweet.
of the lack of infanticide.
Like, I only saw Moonrise Kingdom once, and I seem to remember like two kids and like a makeshift rowboat in a storm. Like, come on, at least one of those kids is going to die. Like, I can suspend disbelief a little bit.
Yeah, okay. See, I thought this was written. Yeah, I'd totally forgotten about the Vietnam War. I thought this was written in like the 40s, 50s. I was like, okay, there's no way that any of these characters are going to die. Mm-hmm. There's not going to be like a Shyamalanian twist, or a like. I think this is going to turn out okay for these guys, especially knowing that. I wish you guys would read books with a happy ending like Homecoming. And I will say it is a happy ending. Like, if your heart doesn't grow a size or two after the grandmother says, okay, yeah, you can stay here. Like, I mean, that was just like the relief that I felt as a reader. I was like, yeah, good on you.
Yeah,
Grandma.
I got that too. Yeah. But while we're talking about that, there's one thing about that really
grinds your gears.
It really does. I don't know a better word for it. Originally, like the grandmother was not going to take in the children because she was too proud to take Social Security benefits, and that pissed me the fuck off. Like, that's like this. I don't know, this fucking American ingrained like ignorant or just stubbornness to not be willing to ask for help.
Defenders of capitalism.
It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. Like, that's why it's there. And like, she was just like, yeah. And the mother did the same thing. She lost her job and she refused to take benefits. And that, like, we haven't talked about the plot about this book.
Yeah.
Like, the mother leaves these children. Like, she basically has like a psychotic episode. It's never really explained.
Right.
But she walks away from her kids in a car, goes into a mall and disappears. and they find out later that she's in a catatonic state in a like a mental hospital
in Boston, of all places, Beantown, Beanstown,
down on Yawkey Way. But like, I don't. That just made me so angry. Like, because it's still a problem today. Like, people thinking that needing help is a bad thing, and there's a shame built around needing help, and that makes me angry.
Agreed. Good point, Dylan. It's okay to be angry about that.
I mean, it's not just needing help. It's just like to shit on a system that's there for that reason. Yeah, it's annoying, but whatevs.
Yeah.
Those Tillermans are hard-headed people. What can you do?
What can you do?
Okay, moving on.
Is it a good album?
I think that's his good one, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's
the
a
one that's
great
got all
album.
his hits on it.
I like his songs. I've just never listened to an album.
That's the one that's got Hard-Headed Woman on it.
Ooh, baby, it's a
wide world.
I think that's
No.
I think the one that he sued Flaming Lips over is on T for the Tillerman.
Okay, I might have to check out this album because I did
Flaming Lips?
Yeah, the Flaming Lips did totally rip them off.
Yeah, it was
Fight. It's not Fight Test, is it?
yeah, Fight Test is a new. Yeah.
The first song on Yoshimi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a total rip off of a Cat Stevens song.
No way.
Yusuf Islam,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's hanging out with Mos Def now. What's Mos Def's? Yassim Bey.
Yassim Bey, yeah.
They're both on the bracket.
Yeah. We need to make this bracket happen. There's more people than a Bono Box, definitely.
Bono Vox is a 1 seed for sure.
Okay.
Explain the bracket.
Oh, were you not live with us? We were talking about having like a next March for March Madness, having like a 64 team bad artist name bracket, because Ansel was talking about lead singer from Crazy Town,
Shifty Shell Shock,
and talking about Bono Vox,
Sting. Sting is like a 1 seed for me. It's like Sting is annoying to me.
Sting, yeah, like that's a wrestler's name.
Yeah, and he's like, I gotta hand it to him though. He's like, what, 80 years old now, and he still calls himself Sting.
Yeah, no, he is bought in fully. Like he went all in.
He's not even stinging shit anymore. He's playing like hurdy-gurdies and shit. But he still calls himself Sting. Yeah, I play the lute. Hi, I'm Sting. It's actually, I take it back. It's pretty awesome.
Sting's still stinging.
Anyway, moving on with the story. Let me go through the notes that I have. The first note that I have is really just like me congratulating myself a little bit, because I'm like probably the world's worst at picking up on symbolism and stuff like that in books. Yeah. But I actually caught a symbolism.
You caught a symbolism?
There's no chance I could ever catch them all.
A wild symbolism appears.
Yes. But I caught a symbolism, and it was...
symbolism uses evasiveness. It is very effective.
It is, indeed. But it's talking about, like, Sammy, the youngest. Okay, the kids are Dicey,
James.
Dicey is the oldest. She's a girl.
Yeah, I'm going in decent order.
13. James is 10.
Dicey has a lot of common sense. She's like common sense. She takes on the responsibility after the mother leaves. James is the bookish sort. He's smart, but and he has some common sense too. But he's more of like a book nerd. And then next was I'm sorry,
Maybeth.
Still
That's fine.
conch,
Yeah, you're right. Maybeth is the next youngest,
and everyone, like all of her teachers and everything, think she's a little slow,
right?
Like possibly like developmentally challenged, but it's just because she is extremely, extremely quiet.
Yeah, it seems like she's super shy. Maybe has a sort of more anxiety type, social anxiety type things.
But yeah, she's not a simple.
And Sammy, the youngest child.
yeah, Sammy.
Yeah, Sammy.
Sammy was a stubborn boy.
And this is where I picked up on the symbolism. She's she's pondering, like, at what point
Dicey is.
Dicey's pondering, like, at what point did Sammy lose his
childhood,
his get up and go, his spirit.
Well, like he was a jovial, amenable child.
Absolutely.
When he was much younger.
Right. And by the time he was 6, he was already
kind of a little brat.
Yeah, he's a little
shithead.
Yeah, a little shithead is a good way to describe old Sammy. But she's pondering this, and she's talking about it must have happened really gradually because it's not something they notice. It's just like, hey, well, here he is now. He used to be like this, now he's like this. And then she's noticing that the campfire that they had set had gone out.
It was like in an abandoned house. Is this fairly early in the book?
Yeah, but I think it was when they were at the park, like when they were at the.
Gotcha.
And she said like the fire was out. Is she talking about the campfire? She literally she was talking about the campfire, but she also could have been talking about Sammy's fire. The fire was out.
Oh shit!
And I totally was like, oh, Cynthia Voigt. I picked up that symbol, because I always feel like taking college classes, and when they would explain to me what the symbolism was, it's like I never would have. It made me feel so dumb because it's like I never would have picked up on that. But for the first time in my life, I caught a symbolism, guys.
You got it. There's an English major inside of you.
Yes, yeah.
All along, you just have to know how to find it.
Yeah. So if nothing else, like I'll be curious to see if I pick up more symbolisms going forward. I think I might.
You got to be real wily. That can be anywhere.
Well, I have like optimism about it now. It used to just be like that was a hopeless case. You know what I mean? But anyway, that was my first note. Not really worth talking about.
This book is not really worth talking about.
Okay, Sammy. Sammy said, he woke up from a dream, and he said he had a dream that the bus doors closed and his family was inside, but he was outside, and the bus pulled off. It was like a nightmare. I was like, this is similar to like dreams I had when I was about Sammy's age. I had this recurring dream where like. Mama would go into the Piggly Wiggly, get some rutabagas, and like
we have never once eaten rutabagas. Come on,
I actually have eaten rutabagas.
I have in my adult time.
Not as
all right.
Yeah,
not as children,
no. But she did go to the Piggly Wiggly every damn day
in the Save-A-Lot.
In the Save-A-Lot,
we weren't good enough for Piggly Wiggly. We had to go Save-A-Lot.
Sometimes we get to Big Star sometimes.
Old Larson's.
Anyway, this dream Sammy had, it was a lot like this dream where Mama would go to the grocery store and the car would just take off and drive itself. It was the absolute worst dream I had as a kid.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Like I was in the back seat and the car would just start driving, not like sort of in any direction. It was actually driving along the lines and stuff. It was like taking me somewhere, it seemed like. But I was in the back seat. It's something that I would always wake up in like a cold sweat, and just like it was the absolute worst. And I was just wondering, did you guys have like recurring dreams?
Like I don't remember my dreams hardly at all, and if I do, they're gone in a flash.
Huh? I remember. My dreams
same here. Normally I don't, but I do have one that I remember from being a child that wasn't recurring. It just happened once. And I was hanging out with Santa Claus, but his sleigh was pulled by a lion instead of 8 tiny reindeer. And we were in this race where we had to beat a giant praying mantis up to the top of a building. And the lion pulled the sleigh sideways up the building. It was awesome.
Dude, how do I subscribe to your dreams?
Yes, for real. I want like a painting of that. Like not for Christmas, like year round of the great...
It's Aslan from
Santa's Lion Mantis race. Yeah.
You think my dreams are great. You should see my hallucinations.
Okay, I want to switch gears a little bit, guys. We'll come back to the book for a second, but we kind of hinted at this a couple episodes ago. I think it was Dylan who had the idea, maybe Elijah, I can't remember. Sorry if I'm not giving credit where it's due. Who had the idea to play a game called to see if lyrics are Kiss or AC/DC?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I want
That's
to take
Dylan's idea. That's Dylan's baby.
Everything that happens in the book club is a team effort, guys.
So I want to take this time. I want to take this time to introduce a new segment. I'm calling "Is it Kiss or AC/DC?"
Yes.
Give me the MP3 of that, and I'll cut it in.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Wait,
So
I need that one more time.
okay. Here we go.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay. So since this is our first time playing Is It Kiss or AC/DC, I'm going to explain the rules to you real quick.
Okay.
I can't stop. Okay.
I'm very pleased with myself.
You should be. You should be. It's very, very good.
Okay. All right, so this is how it works. We're going to alternate. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to read lyrics to you, and you have to determine if it's Kiss or AC/DC. Pretty simple.
Okay.
You get 3 each, and whoever has the most out of 3 wins.
Okay, so you're going to read one lyric to one of us specifically. There's no buzzing in.
Right, yeah. I thought about that, and like since the delay with Elijah in Austria,
Okay.
we can't really do a buzzing type system.
Okay.
So, and I did a coin toss before the show. Elijah is going first.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready, man.
All right, and I will say, like, all of these songs were chosen with random number generators. So,
Okay.
like, if you get like Back in Black or something, it's just blind luck. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, all right, and I think that's it. Oh, if we have to go to a tiebreaker, it's sudden death. Okay.
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 Okay. So, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready
Okay.
to play.
All right. So we're gonna start right now. Welcome to Is It Kiss or AC/DC?
You sound like Yoda and the seagulls. Stop it now. That's the voice.
That's not me though. That's like that's a Van Halen song.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, no, it was like that's not the voice I was trying to do. I was trying to do an AC/DC voice, but I did it like the first thing in the morning. And this is like that's the best I could do in my morning voice. And I was like, okay, that was an accident, but I think it might have been a great accident. Anyway,
A little happy accident. Bob Ross would be proud.
happy little accident. Okay. First song, Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Kiss or AC/DC?
Ready.
Regulation ties, regulation shoes, those regulation fools with the regulation rules. Just keep on breaking the rules. Come on, get ready to rule. Just keep on breaking the rules. Come on, get ready to rule.
That's AC/DC.
Yeah, you're right. That is in fact AC/DC from
All right.
from the album For Those About to Rock We Salute You from 1981.
All
What's the
right.
name of the song?
All right.
The name of the song is Breaking the Rules.
Okay. It's like if I could have buzzed in, I would have buzzed in and said that was ZZ Top.
Toward the end, it says, "You're nothing but a bunch of regulation fools and your damn regulation rules. I'm going to do things my own way, every day, in every way. I ain't going to pay no attention to your rules." So it's basically okay, Elijah, you're 1 for 1.
All right.
Dylan, is this Kiss or AC/DC? I took an offer in another town. She took another pill. She was running an overdrive, a victim of overkill. She never made it past the bedroom door. What was she aiming for? Gone shooting. She's gone. Gone.
See, I'm gonna stop you there and say that is Kiss just because it seems heavier than AC/DC is willing to get. Oh man, I didn't know AC/DC got that real.
Yeah, they're real. That's AC/DC's Gone Shooting from, I believe it's called Powerage.
Powerage.
It's spelled like Power Age, one word. That's got to be Powerage, right?
Kind of like amperage.
Or like, I think they're probably, this was from 1978.
What a stupid name. Oh my God. Powerage?
I think they might have been reaching for the word voltage or high voltage. They're like Powerage or something. I don't know.
They were high.
God.
Dylan's very annoyed.
Power age. Powerage.
Powerage. I think it might be Power Age. And
That's just dumb.
either way.
All right.
Dylan, you're 0
This
for 1.
game's stupid. You're cheating. I quit.
This game is stupid. You're not wrong. Okay, Elijah.
I'm ready.
Is it Kiss or AC/DC?
Mm-hmm.
In the Naked City, there are 10 million stories. I'm not looking for pity in this naked city. In the naked city, in the city, it's a race with the devil, Naked City. Wait.
Go on.
All right. All the pain in this.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Kiss.
Damn.
All right.
All the pain and the sorrow in the city. Is there more tomorrow? In the city. In the city, Naked City.
Oh, Jesus.
It is indeed Kiss, Elijah. Good job.
Like, this is a band that has a literal cult following. What?
The name of that song was Naked City from their album Unmasked, which came out in 1980. Which, by the way, I looked up the album cover for Unmasked to see if they actually didn't have their makeup on. They still had their makeup on.
Liars.
Yeah, so I didn't know like what to think of that. I wasn't gonna like
Maybe
Listen to
like
it.
in the liner notes.
Maybe
it's
it's like
like on the cover they've got the paint on, but you open it up and then they're unmasked.
I think we'll probably be able to piece it together eventually. Anyway, good job, Elijah. You're 2 for 2.
Thank you.
All right, I got to pitch a perfect game to have a chance here.
Yeah, you cannot miss another one. So, good luck. Dylan, is it Kiss or AC/DC? I don't know what happens when the race is run. I don't know what tells me if I've lost or won. But I know that I'll make it through the day all right. And, girl, you're going to find out. I'm a legend tonight. I'm going to make you feel right.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. Maybe
Okay.
I'm like too quick on the draw, but I'm saying that's AC/DC because AC/DC seems a lot more egotistical than Kiss, and this is he's really like talking about himself here. So I'm going to say AC/DC. Final answer.
You want to get locked in on that?
Yeah.
Fuck. That is Kiss. I'm a Legend Tonight from it's a compilation EP called Killers. It came out in 1982.
See, that's unfair because I thought we were doing like LPs only.
No. I told you it was random, and the random number said EP on that one. So, which means, Elijah, congratulations. You're the winner of the inaugural episode of Is It Kiss or AC/DC? Do you have any
right.
anything you want to say?
Yeah, well played, Dylan. Well played. Better luck next time, champ.
This game cheats,
It's
and I
okay.
hate it. What? So
Well, you don't get to talk. You lost.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up. All right. Tune in next time for Is It Kiss or AC/DC? So, back to the book.
Do we have to?
Let's see. I don't know what else to say about the book. It sounds like none of us hated it.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, but as winner of Kiss or AC/DC, do I not get to?
I want to know what does he win? What is the prize?
He
for-
wins. I was thinking like some kind of trophy that like It would be hard to transport to and from Austria. But I was thinking like the Bangers Cup or something like that. I don't know what to call it, but
It's the Paul Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
there you go. Oh my God, Elijah. That
I just got it.
that is amazing. The Paul Stanley Cup. I'm not worthy, Elijah. That's so good.
That's very good.
So yes, you have the Paul Stanley Cup.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. Okay, so enough of Kiss Their AC/DC for now. Let's get back to the book. Let's finish talking about it. Let's rate it, and let's get a recommendation for the next book club. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like none of us hated this book. I didn't think it was boring, but I guess it's like there was no sense of like danger. I think like of the books we've read so far, this reminded me the most of Catcher in the Rye and Lord of the Flies, and that it wasn't really like, it was kind of a meh type thing.
Yeah, it reminded me the most of Paddle to the Amazon.
Pedal to the Amazon because of the journey aspect,
Right.
The
But-
Odyssey.
But since it was fiction, it didn't have the same edge that Paddle to the Amazon had. And I've kind of talked about this already, but it would have mattered more if it were real people,
yeah,
and it would have gotten a bigger effect if it was more not for young adults. Like have you guys ever seen the movie Battle Royale?
no, I haven't.
No.
I don't. It might be it's either a Korean or like a Japanese movie.
Definitely not.
But it's like the inspiration for Hunger Games, where it's like these school children are like have to kill each other in order to survive, and it's a very good movie. I don't know. It was just too precious and too. This book, it was too baked into Americana to really be interesting for me.
See, and that was the thing
Yes.
I thought about, like the fact that I was under the impression that it was written much earlier, like way before Hunger Games or before anything, before this era of like super realism, like where dark, grimy stuff happens to main characters.
Mhm.
Your Game of Thrones, your
Batman Begins.
your Batman's,
The Dark Knight.
your Batsman, I guess, is the
Your
plural
Batman.
Batman, yeah. So I it's like the characters had that plot armor. It's like there's no way. Like I guess when Sammy rode his bike toward the end, like, and he was gone for like 3 hours, I was like, oh, okay, well, there goes Sammy.
No, you're grasping at straws. He was always coming back.
Yeah, well, I was just like, well, maybe not. Now would be the time when it seemed like it was about to be a happy ending. But anyway,
I mean, that might be. I might be saying that because I read it on an e-reader, unbranded e-reader. But I knew that at that point it was like 90% over. Like they weren't going to go on the search for Sammy. Like at that point in the book.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Well, it is part of a series, is it not?
it is. I don't know if it was written with the intention of making it a series, but I think there were more Dicey books. Which, by the way, Dicey is a pretty cool name. I like that name.
It's pretty good. It kind of at times got into like I have a great distaste for people who sail. Like that seems like the most bougie thing possible.
Yeah, I get that.
Like it was very romantic towards like sailing and sailors.
Yeah,
and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
sort of a yacht lifestyle type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Did you guys catch that was the Robert Louis Stevenson? The thing they kept repeating is what's on his tombstone that we talked about in the other episode.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. No.
The sailor and the hunter home.
Yeah,
and the sailor
okay.
home from sea.
Yeah, I didn't make that connection. No.
Yep. I thought that was cool.
Awesome.
That's like a super awesome coincidence.
That is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it went
absolutely.
right over my head.
So ratings?
Ratings, indeed.
Ratings. I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
I give it 1 World Cup.
Explain yourself, sir.
The World Cup is a trophy that is presented once every 4 years to a world that houses many soccer teams, and these soccer teams engage in this thing called soccer. Some people call it football, where they kick this ball for a long period of time back and forth, and nothing happens, and I can watch about 3/4 of it before I have to turn it off.
Well, see,
That's what I give this book.
like most people say the exact same thing about baseball, and I think we're all fairly rabid baseball fans. So I don't think we have room to speak on like sports.
Yeah, I think you could argue any sport is
Yeah.
boring. Yeah, totally. But I see where he's going with it. I get
That
your
doesn't-
rating. I'm not.
doesn't change my rating.
Yeah, I think it's a good rating.
Yeah, nothing.
We don't have to
happens in this
qualify
book.
our rating for soccer fans. Yeah, screw those people.
Yeah. We don't want to alienate anyone. But seeing as soccer is boring and this book is boring, that's my rating.
Okay, good rating. Dylan, you got one?
And
Go ahead, Elijah, if you got some more.
I was just going to say I'd much rather read The Road again than this.
Okay,
Yeah.
that kind of ties into my rating a little bit.
I agree with you. I think I would rather read The Road again than read this.
Even though like it's spooky and grim.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like,
Remember, I said on the episode on the road that it wasn't dark enough for me, and like this book is like it's almost the polar opposite. I can see why the friend of the show that recommended it to you recommended it.
yeah,
In opposition to the road, it is clearly the opposite.
yeah,
of
it
the
is the
road.
opposite of The Road. And I think to the person who recommended this book, I think this is a book that they love.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not, I don't want to.
And it's fine. It's
Yeah.
well written. It's boring. Yeah, I found it boring.
Yeah, don't pull your punches. I mean, we love Misty.
The
We love friend of the show,
100%.
but
Bigly.
yeah.
The rating I give it is John Hodgman's Vacation Land, Painful Stories from, what is it, Sad Beaches?
I
Faraway
think it's
Beaches?
called True Stories from Painful Beaches.
True Stories from
Yeah.
Painful Beaches. Just because this whole book had this sense of nostalgia to it that John Hodgman warned us about, and I would have rather read Vacation Land.
I disagree with the assertion that it's a book that's awash in nostalgia. I didn't get that impression at all. I think it's just a nostalgic for what? Because there's 2 pages where she's crazy about sailing or something.
It's the sailing. It's like the idea of a child walking up to like a business and being like, "Hey, can I wash your windows?" And being hired for cents a day to wash windows. And I don't know. It's the I got an overwhelming sense of like that. It's the thing that the Fallout games satirize the best, and it's that 1950s gleaming white nuclear family. I don't know. It hit me with that real hard. I got a real strong whiff of that, and it just I don't care for that. It's a very baby boomer view of the world, and this everything's peachy clean. I don't know. Even though like the mother left them, they were abandoned, and there was hardship. It was still like this idealized America where everything's okay, and I didn't care for it at all.
I don't agree with you, but I mean, I can't. That was a wide ranging thing. I can't I don't know where to start, but baby boomer view of the world, I don't see that at all.
It's like this.
like, okay, so like the characters had. I mean, there were a lot of like the book would not have been as boring as you say it is. It would have been less interesting if they had gone to Bridgeport and their cousin said, "Oh, I'll just get Social Security." The end. Or it'd be even less boring if they went into a.
It would have been over quicker, and
it would have been over
okay with that.
But I mean, it helped to like drive the plot along to its ultimate conclusion. The fact that they were sort of, I mean, it is a capitalist society, and they had to work for pennies, washing windows and stuff just to survive. I don't know. It is not necessarily a baby boomer nostalgia.
I think
fest.
it is, because even though it was released in '82, I didn't look up anything on Cynthia Voigt. I'm willing to bet that she grew up in the '60s. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look that up real quick. I'm going to look up Cynthia Voigt's.
While you're doing that, can I give my rating while you're doing that, and we can circle back to you?
Well, it's just going to take me a second.
Okay.
It's www.wikipedia.org.
No, it's en.wikipedia.org.
That's if you want in English.
Okay, whatever.
Well, I've already got her pulled up if you want to know.
She was born in 1942. So, yeah, she absolutely grew up in the 50s and the 60s. And, yeah, that's it. I'm validated.
Okay. Well, I mean, now that you mention it, like there was that part where they go to the college and they're making fun of the girls for not wearing bras. You remember that? My rating, I'm going to give it 2 out of 4 pick-a-nick baskets because it kind of had the feeling of like a Yogi Bear episode of getting the pick-a-nick baskets, Dicey and her boo-boos. And yeah, I don't know. I think like Yogi Bear actually enjoyed it. I think he had a kick out of stealing those picnic baskets, and I think Dicey and her crew, I think they liked the experience of the hardship, and it's kind of like this, this overtone of like this is fun, yo. You know what I mean? And so it's like, and in addition to that, I would give it like a 50% on a 100% scale. So that's why it's 2 out of 4. So that's my rating.
Good rating. Both of you. Good ratings.
You too. Good job.
Great job.
Thanks. We're awesome at this.
All right. Elijah, here you go. Here's this conch. Take it, buddy.
Ooh, I get the conch. All right. Well, now that I have this conch in my hand, it's time to tell all you lovely people and animals and whatever out there in HMS listener what we're doing next time on the show. This was not suggested by anyone. I just want to read it. So we're going to read Timothy Zahn's. Oh, yeah, you heard me. Timothy Zahn's new. Well, I don't think it's new.
New-ish.
Novel Thrawn. That's Thrawn. We're reading Thrawn
Star Wars
by
joint.
Timothy Zahn. Oh, yeah, baby. We're going Star Wars.
Story.
We're going full-on Star Wars.
I'm excited.
If you're not familiar with Thrawn, there's other books that feature him as a character.
Not to interrupt, I'm sorry, but that is the one Star Wars book I read was Heir to the Empire, and he was like the
I
main
know.
villain. So
I know.
I did not read any other Star Wars novel.
Yep. We're gonna dip Ansel's little patties back in the water of the Star Wars expanded universe. With one of the best characters ever.
Let's just be clear: the expanded universe is no more. Heir to the Empire is not canon.
Yeah.
I think like canon doesn't matter to me. Like the Star Wars movies aren't canon because none of that should actually happen. You know, the whole argument over what's canon and what's not, and the whole idea of RetroCon and Star Wars, like where they go back and they put Hayden Christensen's ghost in it is so stupid to me. Like
I'm sure this is a theme for next time. I'm sure we're going to hash that out.
Okay.
Then and there, yeah, because this is just something everyone needs to go buy Don't borrow it from someone. I purchased it. It's in our Google Family Library. You too, so have at it. You need to give Timothy Zahn your money. If you've never read the Heir to the Empire trilogy,
Did he write that?
Came out.
Did he write Heir to the
He
Empire?
did.
Okay.
He did. He created Thrawn. He created the character we're reading. Anyway, that's what I've got on the docket.
Have you read it
Either
yet?
that or we can all. No, I haven't. I was busy trying to read
Coming Home?
whatever we just read. Yeah. We could do that, or we can play Fallout 4 and talk about it next time. Your call.
I say we stick with books. That's just me. I'm just like
Okay. All right.
I say the
We'll leave
episodes we've done that
subverter of
aren't
the
books
medium
are
for
not
Dylan.
canon.
Yeah.
It sounds like Elijah really wants to play Fallout 4 instead of spending his free time.
I thought Fallout 4 is a new one. I thought Fallout 4 was the last one that came out.
No, Fallout. Well, it's complicated.
I don't really care. Don't explain it. I'm not going to play it. So
No. Or we could read The Road again. So it's Thrawn, Fallout 4, or The Road.
Let's go Thrawn.
yeah, I'm like
All right, we'll do Thrawn. And I invite all of you out there on HMS Listener to join us.
Yeah, send us emails and shit if you've read the book or if you've found if you have a point to make about a previous book we've read. We've got an email address. It's bookclubcast@gmail.com.
Send us book recommendations. This was a recommendation this episode, and I always like even though none of us love this book, I like going out of my
Your area.
area,
Yeah,
being
absolutely,
pulled out outside of
absolutely.
what I would normally read. I always like that. So send us recommendations.
Absolutely.
You always like
Thank
that,
you,
but
Mitch.
you didn't this time.
No, I mean I like.
It's good to read things that you're not insanely
It's-
happy about reading.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
it's fine. It's fine.
All right.
But the next one will be a treat.
Okay. Give me that conch back.
So Ansel, here's the conch back. Here you go.
I would like to thank you on behalf of all of us here at Book Club. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. I think we had a good time.
I know I did.
Yeah.
Nah, no idea.
Yeah. What?
Just a quick reminder here at the end, bookclubcast.com.
Yes.
We've got links to
Whatever your-
iTunes page, RSS feed, all that good stuff.
Whatever social media
if
flavor you like best.
Right. If you enjoyed us, go over to iTunes and give us a review. I hear
Keep
it
those
helps.
those hearts going.
Keep the hearts going. I hear it helps our algorithms. Tell a friend. I think that's a big thing. If you know somebody that reads books and likes funny stuff, let them know. Let them know about Book Club.
Yeah, tell them just tell them what they need to hear to get them listening. Just get them in the door is all we ask, and we'll take it from there.
We'll do the rest of the work.
Okay.
And if you hated us, find us on Reddit. Tell us how much full of shit we are, and there's no such thing as bad press.
Yep. Okay. Either way, this is Book Club signing off. Sayonara, guys. Take care. Elijah and Dylan say goodbye.
Toodaloo.
Ta-ta.
I'm waving. Goodbye.